Sister, Elizabeth sister?
Yes, please.
No introduction. If you want to know me, you could ask me a few questions.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay, all right. I'm going to
If
away.
you want to know me, ask a few questions.
So I should ask you a few questions. Okay.
If you want to know me, ask me questions.
Okay. Okay. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
No, that is not a question. That's a command or a request. I want a question.
Okay.
If you want to know me, ask me questions.
Okay. How are you today, sir?
No, that is not a question who knows. Because if I am not well, you cannot do anything.
Okay.
And I'm seeing me, you must know that I am good. Otherwise, I will not be here.
Okay.
Okay, you want to tell all my problems? There are a lot of problems behind me. Yeah, but still you want me to tell smilingly that I am fine and make a fool of myself?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you today, sir?
What is that?
Who are you?
Here at present, I am before you as a speaker.
Right. Okay. And what do you have for us today? What is the topic?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Right. Are you ready for us today?
Always. Without any question. Ever ready.
We are okay. I am a student of yours and I want to learn about learn to learn, and we are ready all together.
Okay, let me ask you another question. How do I grab information, and how do from the childhood I learn?
I do by listening.
Yeah. So no. The first one is listening. You said.
Okay.
I am taking cue from the last presenter. There was a question and there was an answer. And everybody is satisfied with the answers. But mostly I am not satisfied with most of the answers because I always keep reference books and then keep looking at. Don't think video was not on because I am not present here. So I go to the basic books and look at what is the answer given by great speakers, great presenters, great teachers in the world. Right? So it clearly explains most of the questions in the world. So no answers come from DrTPS. So number one, most of the learning comes from seeing, not from hearing. First preference in 5 indriyas. The first preference in 5 indriyas, first preference is given to eyes. So how do we learn? We learn through seeing. If I see, I can relate. See, hearing is secondary. When I see, probably if I come to London by chance, and I see you on the road somewhere near King's College, immediately I will tell you, I have seen this lady somewhere, sometime in a webinar. What is her name? I may not remember the name because I heard the name, I read the name, but I remember your face. So what is seen is what is learning first. I don't think anybody will ask a question, oh, I know your name, but let me get your face. I don't remember your face, but I know your name. That doesn't happen. So seeing is the first print. Second one is hearing, ears. When I talk about some beautiful food in front of me, first, the picture of the food will come to you. Then you will think what is it called in your language. Then immediately the smell will come. Yeah, coffee. When I say coffee, immediately the smell of the coffee is coming to you. So the next indriya is the nose. The next indriya is taste, tongue. And next indriya is skin, where you touch and feel. So first is eyes, next ears, next nose, next tongue, next is your skin. So we have traditionally in India a system for cleaning all these indriyas, not physically. These are all controlled by the software in this hardware body. There is a software in this hardware body which is controlling my indriyas, and that software is called manas, MANAS. There is no English translation for this because Western science doesn't believe in this. But what is manas? Most close to manas is your thoughts, your feelings, your desire. So when I am seeing something, why am I seeing? Oh, I have a desire to see. Why some people are not opening their video? Because they don't want to show. Why somebody is looking at it? Because I have a desire. So what is called the softening or prompting? What makes your class more open? That's all controlled by the software inside you, which you feel, oh, I wanted to see him. Let me go closer and look at him. Though from here also I can see, what do? I am interested in somebody, I will lean forward. In modern technology, it is called open, softening and all that. This is nothing new. This is a traditional knowledge. And learning the traditional knowledge is what is exactly knowledge. The rest of the things are showing your knowledge. So how do you learn? Learn with total deep inside, no shallow, blah, blah, blah. Go deep inside and understand. And how do you understand that? When I hear the Panchendriya, immediately my concept, I never thought I am going to start this class like this. I don't know how do I class start also. But then the previous class gave a reference for Panchendriya. I thought I must talk about the Panchendriya, and that exactly fits with my subject of learning. Okay, then now what will happen? Oh, I want to see somebody very closely. I look very close. But immediately what will happen? Your own buddhi, your own intelligence, my desire, feeling, manas will tell me, oh, look closely. I am so eager to learn. Let me look at like this. Attention has to be increased. Immediately my buddhi will tell, others are around, they are seeing. So they will see what is happening to me. I want to touch somewhere. Immediately I will see whether somebody is seeing me, I am touching. I want to listen to a music. Immediately somebody, oh, should I have to attend that or listen to this lecture? You are always controlled by the other biggest controller in our body is called buddhi. So there is one feeling, I want, and this buddhi will tell, wait, let me logically think and see whether it is correct or not. Suppose you don't have the thought process, what will happen? You will immediately accept everything what says. But if your buddhi is there, intelligence is there, then you will compare with earlier what you learned. What this person is saying, does it make any sense or not? Is it something new or it's only a fun? You compare, you judge, you criticize, you analyze. When I see somebody, the first learning is through seeing. So what is my first comparison? Today morning, when I am opening my terminal, I have got 5 people here. Immediately, oh, the pastor was there in the last time also. And the color of his jacket was same. Right? I keep comparing with earlier and today. And what do? I update this. And next time when I will see, I will not remember the earlier one. I will update it every time. So I compare and I judge. When somebody is talking, I will judge. Hey, this person, same. Nothing new, nothing great. What is that extra knowledge which I got? See, when politicians speak, you can see, so fantastic, everybody will clap. So interesting. But after half an hour, you think, what did he speak? Hey, I don't have any great points to learn. Everything I heard, same thing everywhere. Is there something added to you? That is what is learning. How do you learn? Judge, compare, criticize, analyze. And then what you should do? You should comprehend yourself and then say, oh, this is what I got. Take a note and make a note. Whatever I am saying, all the sequence in which I told the Indriyas, somebody writes it down, they will remember. Otherwise, what will happen? The word manas, M-A-N-A-S. I wrote a book, Life Made Simple, long back, in which there is a comparison between buddhi and manas, whether my brain has to be good or feeling has to be good, which helps me to learn. Bhagavad Gita, I was just looking at the chapter, all the slokas, it's a huge 700 slokas. I have to pick up which sloka talks about it. So it talks about 6th chapter, 5th sloka. So 6th chapter, I know the sloka, but I want to give the reference to the chapter number. Uddhared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadhayat atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. So how do you make your learning perfect? Uddhared, lift it up. What should be lifted up? The shallow feeling should be lifted up to the critical thinking brain and then put them together and put into your soul. So which helps you to learn? It's not Indriya. It is not the software which controls. Ultimately, it is soul, Atma. Because human beings are Atmiya Purushas. Human beings are spiritual being. There is a difference. Every animal will see and then learn, but they don't have confusion, no comparison, no judgment, no criticism, nothing will be there. But for human being, more than the feeling, there is a critical thinking which is happening from the buddhi. Therefore, the feeling and the buddhi will start fighting. And communication is not external communication which is more. It is my internal communication which is more. I keep on thinking. My indriyas will keep reflecting. And that reflection goes to my software. That is getting compared with my traditional earlier image which I have captured and kept. The earlier webinar, the screen is there in my brain. So today's brain and yesterday's brain will start comparing and say, these are the differences. That happens in the brain, not in the... it is not my desire. I don't want, but still it will happen. So most of the knowledge happens without even intention. You don't require. But then, if there is a conflict between them, the judge is there, that is Atma. That is what is called the spiritual people. So what will happen to a spiritual man? He controls both his feelings and the critical thinking, therefore no conflict. That is why spiritual people doesn't have any confusion. They speak what they want. I don't care. DrTPS doesn't care about how others think about me. I criticize, I judge, I compare, everything is done. And then I openly say, oh, I don't agree with this. Right? So when you say this, I have no confusion inside me. And I don't care the consequences. Oh, tomorrow what will happen to me? What will happen maximum? In this webinar, I am not going to be a partner tomorrow. How does it matter? How does it matter to say that no? See, I am DrTPS, but I was a professor of professors. I was director for academic staff colleges. In India, there are very few colleges in which professors are taught how to make their classes better. But do you know, did I mention this to Queen Elizabeth anytime? Did I mention this? My sister Elizabeth, did I mention this?
No.
How does it matter? How does it matter for today's class for me to give my knowledge? My introduction is useless. You understood? The learning class should be a learning class. What the teacher gives is more important than, oh, I have this degree, I have this. How many books I must have written? Do you know, Queen Elizabeth, how many books DrTPS wrote? You are introducing me, so I am asking you. I have written 40 books.
I don't know.
Now, how does it matter? How does it matter? You know how many research publications in reviewed journals I published? I am a scientist from Department of Space, worked with the Government of India for 20 years. I retired from Prime Minister's office. How does it matter? For my class today, learn to learn. You understood? What matters in this world is learning. There are 3 categories of people in the world. Only 3 categories. You take any desire which you have. There are only 3 categories in the world. I can tell you that this belongs to these categories. One is people who want to earn. They want to earn money. They always look for where do I get money, how much salary I get, when do I get promotion, what is the facility which I get, all that related to my materialistic activities. Second set of people are there who is always looking at learning. I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn. They don't care. They spend money for learning. I'll tell you just now, my last WhatsApp message, 3 more came in between. Just before entering here, there is a message which came. It's shame for me to read this. You know what does it say? There is a webinar, international seminar happening in Bangkok, June 2022. You will be given with a doctorate. On what? What do they know about me to give a doctorate? Doctorate value has gone. 5 years mathematics. I learned. I did research. And one stupid fellow comes and tells me, you give me his money, I will give you doctorate. And somebody gives a credit saying, I have got 200 doctorates in last 1 year because of pandemic. What he knows? The value of learning has gone. That's why I keep saying, learn to learn. Knowingly I gave this topic. We are being fooled by people in this world. Giving names of, no disregard. I was just hearing my friend, earlier speaker, he said he was a professor of MG University. I am from the part of University Grants Commission under which the whole universities are there. And if you look at, the rank of that university, it is from my own state. In my small state, it is one of the best universities. But I was just curious to know when somebody gave a credit of saying, I am a professor in that university in an international forum, a sensible person, any one of you would have gone and searched and see, what is this university, what is its credit? It is 800th rank in the whole world. 800th rank, can you imagine? Do you want to take it as a credit to being a teacher there? 800th rank. So sometimes we are being fooled by people because we don't know. We don't know the value of the words being used. We don't know the value of the titles which people keep about. So how do you learn? Every word, every information, I am giving this not for declaiming or claiming somebody. I am also part of that university. I was academic staff college member there. So I used to go there to teach teachers. When I went to my university, it was much worse. My university where I was academic staff college director was much worse, but it is a UGC posting in which I was there. So I am not a part of the university and part of the college. I was part of the Indian government to make that university better. So I'll tell you, when you look at, when somebody says that I have this, I have this, I have this, I have done this, I have done this, look at it. Today Google is available. Anybody can Google and find, right? So how do you do that? How do you learn? How do you learn to learn? ask questions. Every point what you get, ask questions. Quest, Q-U-E-S-T. Quest is the root word. And don't accept anything unless the quest should come from you. Is it right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I looking at people like this? Should I have to go and look at it? That quest is there, then you are a learner. So I said 3 class of people. Somebody who want to earn money, they will keep on thinking, where do I get money? Who is a learner? Learning is the next quality. Out of 3, earning, learning. How do I learn? Questions from every bit of place, keep asking questions. Let everything make some question you so that I have questions. When somebody wants some guidance from me, I will ask a lot of questions to them. And I will tell them all these answers, you do it. You got it. You know how many people will talk to me? Today morning I had 3 counseling sessions. I am a psychotherapist. I am a career counseling person. So many people come and ask me, what should I do? And it's so surprising today. The person who came to me today was a student of mine when she was 8th grade student. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Now graduation, first year, second year, third year. After 8 years, she is coming to me. I've got a recording. I've screen grabbed everything. What does it say? She says, I'm scared to talk to you. Why? Because I will ask a lot of questions. Should I have to make a time pass? But at the end of 42 minutes of discussion, she said, now I know which path I have to take. I am very clear what I want to do in my life. So what is important for you? I know, what is the sentence? I know what I want to do. Most important is, oh, I enjoyed talking to you, is a fun. I know means I learned. So what is the ultimate aim of a teacher? My ultimate aim as a mentor, my aim is not to make you happy. My aim is to make you equipped to take decisions in your life. How do I do that? Make you to understand. And you have to tell, I know what it is now. I know you, therefore I can come back to you. I understood my life has to go like this. I know this is the path I have to take forward. So learning is for knowing. What is the purpose of learning? Learning is for knowing. How do I know? If I have a doubt, ask questions. So first is earning. Everybody cannot do that. Some people can earn money. For earning money, there are many methods. You can cheat again. Genuinely you should do it. And second one, learning. Genuinely you should learn, not certificates. Certificates have no values. If I look at it for the last 2 years, if I send you all that, I think it will have GBs of data. So many certificates. Some people will give me certificates. I said, no, don't require. How does it matter? What am I going to do with this? I'll tell you, when I go for physical programs, I get a lot of trophies, some items which have to be kept in shelf. My 3 houses, I have spent maybe a lot of money to create showcases in which I am displaying it. What do I do? As soon as I die, my children will just throw it on the dustbin. It's waste. It has no value. It has no value. And in 3 houses, I am not staying in those 3 houses. I have one in Kerala, which is my hometown. One in Hyderabad, which is my wife's house. Wherever I go, immediately, wherever I reach, I will dump there. If I go to Dubai, I will have dump it into my nephew's place. But what are you going to do with all this? It has no value. And what do you think when you get it? I am famous. What is this fame? Third, get people who wanted to become famous. Somebody will come to me telling that like this, I will give you a degree. For what? I ask them, what for? Another doctorate? It doesn't matter. Should I have to mention that I am a professor? How does it matter? What knowledge I am giving is more important than what title which I have. I have given a vice chancellor's job. I said I don't require because I don't like to be a vice chancellor. My job is to teach, not to do administration. If administration is my job, I would have continued in Prime Minister's office. That's not my interest. I want to teach whom? Young children in the village. That's what I enjoyed. So, what is ultimately whether fame comes to you? Assume your picture comes in the newspaper. How many days you can have? Only one day it will come, right? Second day you will not get another picture saying that yesterday he got an award. And every day you cannot get awards. I remember one of the chief minister, he was a chief minister of the state, but next election he lost. He doesn't like newspapers at all because his picture doesn't come in the front page. Somebody's picture comes. When he was chief minister, every day his picture only will come. He cannot tolerate seeing somebody's picture on the newspaper. He becomes psychologically sick. What is fame? It doesn't have any value. If I am very close to one sister in UK, when I come there, I have a place to stay, I have somebody to give me food. If I have some requirements, if somebody is to serve, if she comes to Hyderabad, I am there to take care. I think that is more important than knowing thousands of people in the world and nobody is there to take care of you. Got it? So, fame has no value. Earning, if I don't know how to spend my money, earning has no value. Many people loses money. So what is more important? When you gain, you have trouble. When spend, more trouble. Keep it is more trouble. You must only know how to liquidate it so that it can be used for the people's purpose. Then only your money has value. Knowledge is also like that. Keeping knowledge has no value. Only when you give that to somebody else, you feel happiness. That has value. So these three things, underlining happiness is what is happiness. While earning you are happy, while giving you are happy. While learning you are happy, by teaching you are happy. By becoming famous you are happy, but sharing that happiness of fame to your dear ones in your house. Probably I am not happy, my wife is so happy that today there were so many people attending your lecture. She will say, oh fantastic. But Philippines last class I had got 1,000 people. Elizabeth was also there, right? Queen Elizabeth, you were there in the class when we had 1,000 students. That's knowing many people. Understood? So one class, management class, 1,000 people attending is more better. Right? So when I go to some programs in Kerala, I have got 2 lakhs people attending my sessions. 6,500 children, 6 hours non-stop classes. How does it look like? But why no records? Because I don't care records. I care the value of those points which I give to the individual participants there. That when they come back to me after 8 years, like today one of my students came, I was so happy. It is not presently sitting in front of me smiling is important. After some time somebody comes back to me and then says, I was there with you 8 years back and still I remember you. And you know what she said today? I gave 100 rupees as a gift for her when she was an 8th class student. So she said, still I am keeping it. It would have been spent because it's a money. You have to spend that money. She says, no, I have not spent it. I was keeping inside my book. And after 8 years, she says, I remember when I went to North India, in India, one of the small city called Meerut. Somebody wanted an autograph. I had my pen always in my pocket. But then I didn't have a paper because my bag was in somebody's office. And he also did not have a paper. You know what he said? He showed his shoulder and said, give an autograph here. So on his shirt, I wrote an autograph. It's in Meerut. And after 5 years, when we became a doctor, he was in +2. After that 5 years program, he was showing his room in his hostel room and then she said, my shirt is still there. I never washed it because your autograph is there. That values. Does it not give you happiness? Is that happiness is more important for you in your life? Yes. So what is happiness? When you earn, when you learn, when you become famous. Not that time. It comes back to you in bounds without limit after some time. When you have knowledge for the examination you studied, you wrote examination, you got good marks, that is not knowing, that is not knowledge. That is only certificate learning. No, I said learn to learn. not learning. The title should have been learning alone. Then I should say you learn and make a certificate and degree for you. That is wonderful. Dr. TPS will never forget what I learned in my life. You ask me 10th class, I studied 50 years back and 43, 45 years back. Give me that question paper, I will make more marks than today. All my previous examinations, today if I want to write, I will get more marks than what I gained from that time. Because I am improving my knowledge. I am not forgetting what I learned. So far this brain is good. So I don't forget. So what is learn to learn? Not to learn to forget. Not to learn to write examination. Learning should be to remember, understand, and you can paraphrase it and speak to somebody else just like this. That is learn to learn. That comes only when you have a question side. I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn. That question should be there. And you should have a lot of questions. If questions are not there, learning doesn't happen. So I love questions. If you have some questions, I'll be happy if you have time for that. Otherwise, my number is there. Dial anytime, contact me, ask for an individual sessions. I love mostly individual sessions more than that. And I spend hours together with them. There are a lot of such classes. You can see my last video was on somebody who was interested in sports and then wanted to know what she can study and where she can study. Nearly 1 hour, 1.5 hours. But then edited version, maybe 40 minutes I must have posted. I avoid all the personal things and then put only what can be shared. That's what I do. So I spend a lot of time on such things. Yeah. If you have any questions, your questions are over. Now Queen Elizabeth know little more than what Dr. TPS is earlier, right?
Yes.
So you thought that
Questions.
I gave a paper, maybe somebody asked me a paper, you look at my website, somebody is writing and not me, my students write that. My Facebook, my website, maybe somebody else would have written. That is not a Dr. TPS. They also know very little about me. So what do I know? I know very little about me also. You keep on asking questions, I will invent what I am. That's more important. Yeah. Anybody has a question?
Very, very important. Very, very important. Do we have any questions for Professor TPS?
If they want to know, then questions.
Any questions before I say something? Any questions? I think I 100% agree with you. And it's also, if I want to relate it to relationship building, if you don't really ask the other spouse questions, you don't really learn from them.
Yeah.
So the more you ask them questions and they answer those questions, the more you are getting closer to know who they are. And I think that is also very good to apply it also in the class. Asking questions in the class as well creates like involvement. Because sometimes we just want to pour out what we've learned, just to say it to people. But if people don't really understand it, they cannot do anything about it. I mean, take for instance, the reason why this masterclass is being created is for us to learn. It's for us to ask the questions that has not been answered. I can agree with Dr. TPS that most of us has got all these certificates in the world. But what is the point of gathering certificates if you don't really know? And it is what you know, what you understand, that you will share with others. That is why we have millions of people graduated from university, but they don't understand or they don't remember anymore what they're being taught. Probably they didn't ask questions to clarify. Because if you don't clarify what you've heard, then you can't understand it. So I totally agree with you. And I also am learning from that because like I said, Dr. TPS is my mentor. And what I have created here is for him to come and mentor us. and not only me.
Yeah, I want some questions from somebody. That will be great. Yeah.
So please, before Dr. TPS moved on, any questions? I know you will have a question. This is the time to ask the questions. Pastor Nelson, do you have a question?
Sir, greetings. How to learn to understand who I am? Why Prashanti cannot open the mic and then ask? You have sent a message to me. Greetings. How to learn to understand who am I? I think you must look at my descriptions of Shankaracharya. You know, right? You must know Shankaracharya. One of his poetry, which answers who am I, is an answer. It's a beautiful scripture which I taught, interpreted, and then it is there in my YouTube. When I post this YouTube, I will post that YouTube also as a no comment on to that for a continuity. It's a beautiful question. When I asked, when my Queen Elizabeth is asking, I'm a speaker, so she want to read my credibility as a speaker. But who am I in front of my wife? Who am I in front of my son? Who am I in front of my boss? Who am I in front of my subordinate? Who am I in front of my old colleagues who comes back to me? My children who are, I have got a group with my 10th classmates. That means 48 years back who studied with me are still with me on WhatsApp. So who am I for them? I am for them that old classmate with no credit, no bank balance, no children, no wife. I am that age group for them. So I am a player for a play group. I am a teacher for a teacher. When I go to scientist group, I am a scientist. Correct. When I go to a political cult, I have a political view. I am with them as a political person. When I go to a temple, I am a spiritual man. Yesterday I had a talk on yoga day. And people think that, I am from the Himalayan tradition. Swami Rama is my guru. But I don't think that makes no difference to this group, because this group is not on yoga. They don't know who is Rama. So what is the purpose of telling that Rama is, I am a student of Rama? Because Rama is a Mahamandaleshwar, Himalayan master who first went to America from India, and 3 people who propagated yoga in the world. One of them is my guru. I am the disciple, he is my master. Only those people who know him makes a difference, right? So for me, there are different identities at different places. We keep playing this role like a drama. Everything is a drama. This class is a drama. As soon as this class is over, I go to my kitchen and start cooking. I become a cook there. So who is Dr. TPS? I am a cook. I am not a speaker. And when after this I have got to do a job with admissions in American universities, I am organizing a program today. So what am I doing there? I am helping my friend to do his business. So I am doing an agent's job, connecting people to his business. So let him earn some money. So I am doing an agent's job, correct? So we play different role. When my children come back to me, I will become an elephant, ask them to climb on my head, and then I will start crawling on the floor. Does it mean I am not a scientist? I have a doctorate in mathematics. Don't play like this. Will I say like that? No. We have different roles. When I go to my eldest brother, I am his younger brother. So I will be bowing before him, and then he will start loving me. I am a small child. When my mother used to be there, the first thing what I do as soon as I come from my office, I will ask her to sit there and sleep on her lap. And she will put her hand like this and say, "Oh, you are my cute baby." I am not a cute baby, I am an old man. But for her, I am a cute baby, right?
Yeah.
So we play different roles. Yes. Yeah, different roles. Yeah, Pastor want to ask something.
It's just like, yes. Oh, Pastor, do you want to ask a question? Anybody want to ask a question? Because it's just like my own faith. When they asked Jesus Christ, "Who are you?" And then he said, "Who do you think I am?"
That's it.
That is it. So sorry, what did you say? Yeah, you want to ask a question?
I want a question.
Yeah.
Some said that fame is no value. Is it true?
Pardon? Title.
fame is no value. Is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes-
After some time, not now. After some time. Where are Aqsa Majid Joseph is from which place?
Pakistan.
She's from Pakistan. You know,
Yes.
you know any Indian great famous people in India? Tell me one name. Repeat. You are silent.
Sonu Nigam and some other singers.
Yeah. In film field, I don't know if Sonu Nigam is a film field, but I have no connection directly with him. But film field, who is the famous personality in India? Who is the most famous film personality? Song means film. Who is the most famous film personality in India? Anybody else from India?
I think, sir, Gandhi is also very famous. person.
Gandhi is not from film anyway. Gandhi is very famous. Amitabh Bachchan is the most famous film personality from India. Correct? Somebody, yeah? Is it true? Amitabh Bachchan is the most famous film personality. So seeing him, meeting him, sitting around a table for a cup of tea, and he is sitting in the place and I am being interviewed was a great thing for DrTPS. I had that opportunity. Right? Prime Minister of India coming and holding my hands. Great. But today it is nothing for me because it's all gone. How does it matter to me today? So for some time, for some things are good for you. Right? Once you get a big, assume that I have written a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. The only one book from the Orkut social network system in the world. Only I have written a book like this. And this has got a review by one of the best literary person saying it's one of the best book which he learned. It doesn't matter how many copies I am selling. Do you know how many copies I sold? Many people say best selling. I have not sold a copy because it's given free only to my students. And you can download it without even notice. So how many copies I sold, I also don't know. Does it give an extra credit? No. How does it give a credit to me when somebody reads and tells, oh, my problem in my life is solved because I read one of the page here. That is more important. So the fame is not important. How am I going to be useful for Aqsa Majid Joseph is more important to me than I am known to millions of people in the world. Do I make one difference in your life? I am the happiest. Let me not be known to anybody else in the world. You understood?
And that's
There is a great saying in Indian spirituality. Ena kena prakarena. Where, when, why, how, what you do doesn't matter. Santosham janayat pratna. Make somebody happy, but not temporary happy. Many people make people temporary happy. I am not looking at making anybody temporary happy. I want when you think and then, oh, this point was great. If your brain is working and you are able to make that your knowledge and create a lot of questions and then come back to me, I am the happiest. Undigestible things need to be understood by asking lot of questions. I'll tell you, you need lot of references to understand most of the thing which I spoke. Which I teach. I taught this 3 times. 2 times in America and once in United, that is where Queen Elizabeth used to attend most of my classes. She used to attend my Bhagavad Gita classes. I am sure not because she understood. If you don't understand, don't leave it. Look at it many more times. Suppose when you clean something, it is not getting cleaned. You want to leave it? Or you want to use more powder, more soap, more methods and then make it more cleaner and cleaner. Then when it is cleaned, you will feel, yeah, it was not easy to read this. You can see how many references I must have done across one chapter to another chapter. And each page I write notes. So I 700 slokas, I can just speak on them. Years together, I cannot complete. So it needs lot of effort from you. Learning is not simple. Learning is very simple when you copy from Google, put all the points, 10 points to make you happy in the world. Which buffalo can make you happy with the 10 points, you tell me? And 3 points to become successful. What is success itself is not defined. Will you be able to define what is success in your life? Then talk about 3 points to become successful in the world. What is success? No, undefined. How can you give definitions by yourself and then make methods for doing it? It's not possible. We have to be very careful. Learning has to be critical. Learning has to be analytical. I'll tell you only in this master class I will speak like this. Otherwise I make some blah 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 and then get rid of. I thought I have to be very serious. So last 2 times onwards, not like my previous. You can listen to my YYCI classes 2 times or 3 times earlier and now. Now I am more critical, more serious. Because this is a master class. You have to be a master. Master has to be a mastery on the subject.
Yes.
Correct. Otherwise you can listen from somewhere. What is the provision for here? It should give you some questions and then you can go back to. That's why I am giving my number. You must go back to this person and ask these questions and clarifications. Each word by word. I am very carefully putting my words. No confusions at all. I am very careful in using my English words. I am not an English native speaker. I learned my English after my 10th class. I am from a Malayalam medium, normal village school. But I write poetries. I taught Wren and Martin grammar book. I'll tell you, ask how many Indian people studied Wren and Martin grammar book. Not many. That is why when I went to USA, I had people who wanted to write SAT examination were sitting in front of me. You can look at DrTPS SAT exam. I train people in America to write exams in their country. Am I not a good teacher? Tell me. Another information for Queen Elizabeth. Should I add this? I trained people for SAT examination in America. No, that's not, nothing matters. Right? My students have gone to MIT and got to the best. You know MIT is the world's best university, right? And they passed 3 years examination in 1.5 years. Every examination she wrote 100 out of 100. 100% marks. University itself was wondering, how is it possible? They said, ask DrTPS. MIT interviewed me to understand my method of learn to learn. I don't write books. My students wrote books. The method in which I am teaching, making people to write Indian Civil Service examination, not written by me. It's written by my student with DrTPS. It's not by me. And it's freely given to everybody who want to write competitive exams in India. I could have sold it. Why should I sell it? It's freely given. Because DrTPS is rich. You know what is my richness? My richness is, when I come to UK, I have a sister, she will take care of me, I'm sure. I cannot tell that Aksa I will come to Pakistan, because it will not happen during this period of life. DrTPS can never come to Pakistan. Even if government to government agrees, DrTPS will not be given a permission to come to Pakistan.
Okay.
You want to ask
all your questions so that we can move on to the next teacher.
Yeah.